Today we are at the Palm Cemetery here in Las Vegas, Nevada on Eastern Avenue, about 3 miles from the Strip. And today we're going to visit the grave of Alice Herget. She was the very first MILF pornographic actress extraordinaire. I seen her on the video, TV. All right, let's just get this over with. You know, there was a time when guys were, dare I say, a little bit apprehensive about admitting to their friends that they were interested or they found older women remotely attractive. Now, in the movie American Pie, the term MILF became very popular. I can't say what that stands for, but I'm sure most of you watching this video knows exactly what it stands for. And for one, Alice Herget, better known to her many fans out there in the world, and till this very day, she is known as Kitty Foxx. So Kitty was born in Mount Carmel, Caramel for any of you who pronounce it differently, which is right outside of Chicago, I believe, on February 26th, 1942. So Alice eventually married a man named Arthur, and in 1978, they got tired of the cold winters in Illinois, so they came out to beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, right here. So when they came out here, Kitty was originally a hairdresser. She went to cosmetology school for that. And so she gets a job out here. She's doing hair, and apparently one of her friends had worked for a topless showgirl review somewhere on or off the Strip. And I guess she was going on a vacation, and, well, you know, Kitty's a good-looking woman, so she filled in for her. And filled in for her, she did. So she did that as a job for a while, bouncing in between the hairstylist thing and the topless showgirl thing, until she quit the hairdresser thing and stuck with the topless showgirl thing. Eventually, after that, her husband had bought a dive bar somewhere in town, and his wife would, I guess, perform some kind of striptease shows at this place. So, I don't know who, but somebody sees this very attractive woman who by now is about 50 years of age. And he says, hey, would you like to get a job? You know, I'll take some pictures of you. I'll give you $200. And she says, well, why the hell not? So she does a layout. I'm not really sure if the pictures ever got posted anywhere, or he was just a pervert and wanted the pictures for himself. So after a while, she was approached about doing adult movies. Now, any average woman, I'm assuming, would probably say no. They're probably not going to want to do that, do what they do in the comfort of their own private home. No, not at all. But Kitty was no average woman. No, not at all. And, you know, listen, her and her husband, well, they were swingers anyways. Yeah. They would swing here and swing there and swing everywhere. So with her husband's blessing, she says, hey, give me that whatever. So she starts doing adult movies in 1992. And, you know, basically, well, you know, because you got to research these videos, right? You got to do your research. So, you know, I've seen her somewhere before. And let's just describe it like this. Imagine if the Golden Girls were sitting in the kitchen, and instead of Dorothy saying something to Ma, and then Ma coming back to her with a quick one-liner quip. Take that and wrap it around 3 guys come into the kitchen and start banging everybody. It's kind of like one of those things. And so altogether, she did about 120 movies between 1992 and 2004. And now, again, as I said in the beginning of the video, I don't know about you guys, but to me, she was the first one that I've ever known that was an older woman who did adult movies, because I never even knew that existed. Because all the dirty, disgusting movies that I've, against my will, was forced to watch at gunpoint, I thought it was only young chicks that did porn. On a more serious note, we're going to get into the dark, seedy side of the adult film industry at a later date and time. But yeah, so that's what they did. And she did her job with gusto. It also says that she directed 6 of those movies. Now, I don't know what kind of director you have to be to direct an adult movie. I mean, what do? You tell them to do it harder? I don't. How do you direct them? I mean, yeah, I don't think I want to know. But anyways, yeah. So she would just tell them, hey, when you're finished, when you finish, instead of finishing, on their, why don't you let me get my camera and get a close-up shot of you finishing on their, okay. So moving along. So sadly, Kitty passed away at a rather young age. I think she was only, 64 years of age. She suffered an aneurysm back in December of 2003. Now at that time, and she was young at that time, she's probably barely 60, 61. That's still pretty young. And then after the aneurysm, she suffered a stroke. And after that, she was basically in a vegetative state for the rest of her life. And she was in hospice care. And, a lot of people that did scenes with her, hell, they still might not even know she died. Who knows? So eventually her family, they decided to remove her feeding tube. And then they took her home where she died. And this is her final resting place right here. She was cremated. And as you can see, Alice Jeanette Herget. And she died on September 21st of 2006. And this is her husband right there. That's Arthur Allen Herget. He died while she was sick. Sorry, having problems with the stabilization. No pun intended. And that is her son, stepson. He died like a day after she did, or a day before. Yeah, they all died like right after each other. Very sad. Very, very sad. All right, well, rest in peace to Kitty Foxx and her husband and stepson. All right, guys, I gotta go. I'll catch up with you on the next video. Peace out.